congratulations.
Thank you.
With all that you've done in hockey over the lifetime, international stage, 2 Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins, can you just describe your time here in Ottawa and where it ranks in your hockey?
Well, I think I've been very privileged to, work with outstanding athletes, coaching in Ottawa, some great players. Daniel Alfredson, who's a coach here now, the Marion Asa, a lot of the great ones, Shara, Redden, the list goes on. I mean, I've been very fortunate to have great players here. Same thing at the international scene. I think, the most memorable moments, I think you have to separate them from a standpoint that the international scene, the Olympics, I mean, they're a unique experience. Opportunities to coach people like Mario Lemieux and to be part of an organization, Team Canada, and have great athletes. So it's been really a privilege to be part of that. And I mean, in the NHL, I've been fortunate to hang around for a long time. But every place is different. It brings some great memories and great souvenirs. But obviously, Ottawa's been probably the one place where it's been closest to me, where it's allowed me to really make a lot of friendship, close to the game and away from the game, and the fact that I'm originally from this area, so it's been a real privilege, and I really got to thank the organization, the new organization that brought me back, gave me an opportunity to kind of, end my career close to the team that I feel where I've contributed the most, and it's been the great memories for me.
When you heard the news that you'd be named to the Ring of Honor, what was your first reaction?
Well, honored to be part of a select group. I think it's grateful. I think I never thought that I would achieve that, and never came to my mind. I think what's always been prevalent with me was to be able to be part of an organization and work with great people, and just enjoy the day-to-day life.
When you left that year, you were having a pretty good season in Colorado. At that point, how difficult was that decision?
When I left Colorado to come here?
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult at all. I think, it's amazing. I think it was right after the All-Star break, and it was funny because I was in Ottawa during All-Star break, putting posters at the rinks in Ottawa for my hockey camp, and I go back to Colorado, and the first practice was an afternoon practice we had, and I remember coming off the ice and Pierre Lacroix telling me that Pierre Gauthier was going to call me at 4 o'clock. So I had a conversation with Pierre, and told me to fly to Toronto, met me in Toronto. We spoke all night, and I think for me, we had a great team, and obviously if I wouldn't have left Colorado, I would have won 3 Stanley Cups. But it was more important to get back as a head coach. I think that's what I really appreciate, the opportunity to come back, and to an organization where, like I was talking about, the great players I had here in Ottawa, but I should really mention too, like the great staff that I work with, and I should really be thankful to our scouting staff in Ottawa. I think when I arrived here, we had some older veterans, but I remember every year, and it's not a shot at the media, but I remember in the summertime every year, it was always kind of questioned, like, well, this organization hasn't signed any free agents, how are they going to be? But the one thing I had every year when I coached here, I had some rookies, some young guys that we drafted that made an impact on our team. And, whether it was a Radek Bonk, Marion Ossa, Martin Avlat, Mike Fisher, on and on, the young players that would seem that every year we had one or two young players, Antoine Vermette, that made an impact, that made our team better. And so I was very fortunate that our scouting staff did a great job. And I was also fortunate to work with great assistants, whether it was Roger Nielsen, Perry Pern, Don Jackson, so many of them. So I think that's why I really enjoy my time here.
Jacques, when you've seen Wade Redden, Brian Murray, and Dr. Chow go into this Ring of Honor, what's been your emotion, and what are you hoping people think about when they think of you, watching you get inducted into the Ring of Honor?
Well, I think when you look at the people that are in there before me, they've all had an impact on the organization. Not only on the organization, but also I think in the community, which is really important. I think like Wade was for so many years the face of our franchise. Dr. Chow, what he meant to the community, all the things that he did for the city, how well he was respected, and then Brian Murray. I think I can't say enough. I mean, like you look at all his years, his success he's had in the NHL. Came from Shawville, came from this area, and was a big impact on this organization. I mean, came close of winning a Stanley Cup the one year when they went to the final. So all those people made a real impact. So I think to me it's a real honor to join a group like that, and hopefully, I've left an impact on the organization as well.
Tu penses où, Jacques, cet honneur-là dans ta carrière?
C'est quoi?
Tu classes où cet honneur dans ta carrière?
Bien, je pense que c'est à la fin de ma carrière, c'est un honneur. Je pense que c'est quelque chose d'être reconnu comme dans cette ville par l'organisation comme étant une personne qui a apporté beaucoup. Je pense que c'est vraiment chaleureux. Ça me fait beaucoup... ça me rend un peu ému d'être associé à ces trois personnes-là dans le Ring of Honor.
Même quand tu es revenu par intérim en 23-24, quand tu as remis les pieds la première fois sur le banc, quel souvenir ça t'a ramené de tes premiers temps ici?
Bien, ça a apporté beaucoup de beaux souvenirs, je pense, vraiment beaucoup d'émotions, de revenir, disons, dans coacher l'équipe que probablement que j'avais eu le plus de succès comme entraîneur-chef, d'avoir une opportunité peut-être de relancer cette équipe-là, de remettre l'équipe dans une trajectoire pour éventuellement gagner une Coupe Stanley.
C'est pas tout le monde d'avoir du succès en plus dans ta région, tout ça. Comment c'est particulier justement d'être honoré, mais dans la place où tu as tellement de liens ici.
Oui, je pense que c'est quelque chose donc, qui est vraiment émotionnel pour moi. C'est d'avoir eu l'opportunité d'avancer ma carrière dans mon patelin, dans la région d'où j'ai toujours été bienvenu, les gens ont toujours été très chaleureux envers moi. Puis, je pense que c'est une belle honneur à recevoir.
Ton plus beau moment dans ton passage ici, ce serait quoi?
Il y a eu tellement je pense que c'est probablement l'année d'où on a perdu contre New Jersey, l'année que je pensais qu'on aurait pu remporter la Coupe Stanley. Je pense que c'était un des plus bons moments ici.
L'équipe a partagé une vidéo, la façon dont tu l'as appris. Qu'est-ce qu'on t'avait dit pour t'amener dans la chaise avec Daniel pour partager ou lire des moments? C'était quoi le prétexte?
Je pense que c'est l'organisation. Je pense que c'est Dave Poulin qui me l'avait annoncé. Je pense avoir eu l'opportunité d'annoncer avec Daniel. Je pense que c'est un honneur pour moi d'avoir eu l'opportunité de coacher Daniel pendant 9 ans ici, puis de revenir comme dans l'organisation, puis de le voir l'évolution maintenant, son évolution comme entraîneur. Ça fait chaud au cœur de voir ça.
Jacques, with the Pittsburgh Penguins in town, I'm just curious what days like this are like for you, having won Stanley Cups with them, but now being on Ottawa's side again.
Well, I think, it's probably like after being my days here as a head coach, it's probably my best days in the NHL working with the Penguins. I think as an assistant, I have a lot of respect for Mike Sullivan. The years that we worked together, I think we built a really strong relationship. The organization was very good to me, and it's funny how I ended up in Pittsburgh. It was kind of a fluke because most people here will remember Pierre Groulx, the goalie coach, and it was at a moment where the Penguins were looking to hire a goalie coach, and at that time Ray Shero was the general manager there. So he called me. I was actually working in your field in the media at TVA Sport, and we talked for about 25 minutes about Pierre Groulx and so on, because I knew Ray from my days in Ottawa and from my association with him at St. Lawrence. And then at the end of the conversation, he asked me if I'd be interested in coming back as an assistant coach. I said, yes, definitely. And then he put me in touch with head coach Dan Baalsma, met with him, and that's how I got back into coaching. And they gave me a second opportunity and an opportunity to win Stanley Cups and have 7 great years in that organization.
Qu'est-ce qui fait que tu es encore là? Tu baignes encore dans ce monde-là, tu as encore cette passion-là. Qu'est-ce qui fait que tu as encore ça en toi?
Yeah, je pense que c'est ce qui me garde peut-être, j'espère, en esprit jeune. Peut-être pas du point de vue du corps, physiquement, mais en esprit, j'aime être jeune. Puis je pense d'être alentour de jeunes joueurs, ça te garde jeune. Puis de pouvoir travailler avec une équipe d'entraîneurs, je pense que tu apprends toujours, puis tu espères que ton expérience peut leur donner certains conseils, peut leur aider à certains moments.
Jacques, just one more thing. You've been here a couple of years now, come back. How have you noticed this group evolve, and where do you think they're at right now in just their evolution, if you will?
Well, I think they're definitely going in the right direction. I think this is a team that's on the upside. It's an organization, I think, that we just have to build our depth. I think as an organization, I think down the road, through draft picks and so on. I think I like our young core of players. I think they've done some tremendous growing and stride under Travis' leadership, the coaching staff. I think they've made great progress, and they just gotta keep continuing to build on. And it's a process to get to a Stanley Cup championship team.